ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì, ìpínlẹ̀ ẹ̀yẹ. Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì, ulẹ̀ òyì ní. Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì, ìmọ̀ ti gòkè àgbà o. Ayé ayé a ò láyé ọmọ Fáyẹmí. Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì, ìpínlẹ̀ ẹ̀yẹ.
Set that ball rolling. My name is Kayode Fayemi.
Ekiti State is on a trajectory of consolidation, and in the last 3 years, the administration of Governor Kayode Fayemi has been building for transformation. Welcome to this week's episode of Ekiti on the Move. I am Tunji Saliu. It is not just about project commissioning alone. As Governor Kayode Fayemi celebrates 3 years in office, his quest for restoration of values in the state culminates into the introduction of values education curriculum and textbooks in schools. The month-long program also witnessed the turning of sword of some new critical projects in line with the 5 pillars of the administration. That's our focus this week. But first, to our quick takes. Now, to our focus this week. What started as a political slogan in 2018 has now crystallized into an education curriculum for schools as Governor Fayemi launches Ekiti Values Education Curriculum and Textbooks, the first of its kind.
Mantra in 2018, when seeking re-election for a second term in office, was reclaiming the land, restoring our values. With the land truly reclaimed in the 2018 election, when Ekiti voted Governor Kayode Fayemi as the heir governor, the task of restoring the values became a task that must be done not just as a slogan, but an actionable policy to be inculcated into the socio-cultural environment that has turned well-known Ekiti values and morals upside down with its attendant negative consequences.
And being of integrity was considered the first cultural DNA and brand identity of the Ekiti person. Ekiti of my father's generation did not tolerate any act that could impugn their integrity or impeach the reputation of their patrimony. Regrettably, this has now been lost to modernity, where being simple, honest, hardworking, and selfless is seen as stupidity. Like the rest of humanity, issues of values and morals are now seen as an attribute of primitiveness.
The administration immediately went to work.
And so this is how we came up with the programmatic structure to enable us deliver on this project, and we came up with a framework known as the RED framework, RED: regenerate, educate, and demonstrate. To regenerate, we felt we need to rediscover and reconnect with our lost and eroded values. To educate, we feel we need to revisit all the modes and channels of education for all ages and classes. And to demonstrate, we feel we need to introduce ways of recognizing and rewarding good behavior, or if necessary, impose sanctions for deviance.
What we have done with Ekiti Values Education, that is the subject that we have developed for our schools in Ekiti, primary, secondary school, private, public schools. We look at Ekiti in Western Nigeria, Ekiti in colonial Nigeria, Ekiti in Western Nigeria, Ekiti in Old Ondo State, and Ekiti of today. Look at our native administrative system. What is unique about us? Our language, our culture, our oriki, our values, the values of honesty, values of hard work, values of sincerity, values of volunteerism. In fact, we also look at gender mainstreaming. A lot of issues around gender inequality, around violence, gender-based violence, and issues like that. We try to say, okay, let's begin to teach this right from primary school. It should be part of our culture. It should not be a concept that we have to debate, that you have to be fair to the other person, that you have to give equal opportunity to people. It shouldn't be something that we go to parliament to debate. It's something that people should have been encultured right from their childhood.
After 3 years of hard work, strategy sessions, professional consultations, and academic rigors of curriculum development, the Ekiti Values Education Curriculum and Textbooks for School Children, first of its kind in the country, was developed and recently launched.
It is now my pleasure to inaugurate the Ekiti Values Education Curriculum for teaching in all our schools, public and private. I was glad that the representative of the private school also spoke to the effect that they will be glad to be part of this, primary and secondary school, and to flag off the distribution of the supporting textbooks across all public schools in Ekiti State. I have also committed myself to taking this to the sub-regional level. Yesterday, I was with my colleagues in Lagos, promised to share what we have done with value education with all the states in the Southwest. And hopefully, this will become a model that they can all follow. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, we hereby inaugurate the Ekiti Values Education Project to the glory of God and the benefit of all our children.
Everyone is set as a reminder to what Ekiti is really known for.
What we are doing today is to confirm the fact that our manifestos are not just for elections, but that steps to really make it a reality.
The whole world is full of people with certificates, people with qualifications, but character is missing. So this is a balanced one. We are not just bringing up intellectuals, we are bringing up men and women of integrity, men and women that will represent the Ekiti State, whether within the state or in diaspora. I congratulate you, sir. We are so proud of you. Posterity will be kind to you.
It's a great seed, sir, that we today, and I pray that by the time the seed for reaping, none of us will find wanting in Jesus' name.
We thank you, Your Excellency, for being a promise keeper. And the 4 pillars of your administration systematically have been restoring our values. We have already reclaimed our land. Formally now we have to restore the values that have been lost over the years. I believe the parents are here today. Make sure that you let the book be available to your children, and you'll be part of the teaching process at home, so that when the children get to school, most of these things will not be new to them.
Renowned poet and academic of Ekiti origin, Professor Niyi Oshundari, once spoke of a people's psychological clock reset. Governor Kayode Fayemi has taken up the gauntlet by catching them young with the introduction of values curriculum in the state education system. Is Ekiti providing a template for the resolution of a national crisis? Time will tell, and the governor will be remembered for it.
That's one project beyond brick and mortar, but fixing the minds of people for societal rebirth. A worthy investment, no doubt. Still on projects, it appears Governor Fayemi's administration is not yet done with building for transformation, even with the spate of commissionings that took place in the course of celebrating the 3rd anniversary, as the governor turned the sword for more landmark projects. They include an independent power plant, a model secondary school, kickoff of Ekiti Knowledge Zone project, construction of a 15-kilometer dual carriageway, remodeling of Ado-Ikiti Central Business District, among others, all in one day. Here are the highlights.
Governor Fayemi has said in his State of the State address to Ekiti people that he will work till the last day in office. He also restated his commitment to his vision to make Ekiti a place to work, live and play. For the smart working governor, provision of power is invaluable to this laudable goal, which necessitates the building of a 5 megawatts independent power plant to boost power, especially for critical infrastructure and establishment within the state capital, Ado-Ikiti. The state currently gets a paltry 8% of its energy demand from the national grid, with its attendant consequences on industrial growth, socio-economic well-being, and recreation.
The state is limited because of power, and we are center point between Abuja and Lagos. So if we can get our power right, our industrialization will be accelerated. So I want to congratulate His Excellency for this bold step. It's not just a visionary leader, it's required leaders we got. Because without guts, without boldness, nobody can initiate this. So I want to congratulate His Excellency for leading Ekiti State, for laying this strong foundation for the future of Ekiti State. And God will bless you, and prosperity will judge you right.
We cannot afford to fail our people. As I have said on many occasions, that Ekiti did not elect me to complain, but to find solutions that would prioritize their needs and their welfare. Energy supply is a key aspect of their welfare. Previously, we've made some strides by collaborating with the Transmission Company of Nigeria to have additional power transmission stations installed at Ilukweju and Ijesha-Ishu Ekiti. Just a few weeks back, we flagged off the installation of the 7.5 MVA injection substation at Ado-Ikiti and the proposed installation of solar home systems in unserved and underserved communities by the Rural Electrification Agency in collaboration with the state and the Central Bank of Nigeria. Today's event is yet another breakthrough in the series of interventions mapped to correct the unacceptable deficiency in our electricity supply. This Ekiti IPP project is a bold step towards making available energy to the proposed benefiting public institutions. When completed, it will provide electricity to government house, the government offices, particularly at the state secretariat, the teaching hospital, the university, and all the street lights along the major roads in the metropolis. When this is completed, I have no doubt that the quantum of electricity from the national grid being consumed by these users will be made available for the general public in the state. Equally, I believe the Ekiti IPP Limited will utilize whatever is left by making it available to private sector players who want to patronize the IPP on a willing seller, willing buyer program. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is on this note that I flag off the construction of this 5 megawatt independent power plant to the glory of God and the benefit of our people.
Knowledge economy is one of the 5 pillars of Governor Fayemi's administration, and getting it right from the bottom through access to qualitative and affordable education by peoples has seen the government bid for model secondary schools within the expanding state capital out of proposed 7 across the state. The last of the projects in the state capital is the Alden Memorial Model College, a 36-classroom edifice which foundation is being laid.
When we are talking about mega schools or model schools, it is not just for cosmetics. They are majorly for 2 things. Number 1, to decongest some of our schools where we already have overcrowding. The second one is that any child in the Ekiti state should be able to send a postcard of his school to anywhere in the world and still feel proud of that school. So that is why our children are now having, by the grace of God and through His Excellency, model schools that can compare with any school in the world.
This complex we are laying its foundation today is a 2-story building of 36 classrooms with over 50 toilets, a chemistry, biology, and physics laboratory. Other facilities provided in the 2-story edifice include a large examination hall, staff rooms, administrative offices, perimeter fencing, a football pitch, a basketball court, parking space, and water treatment plant. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, we're doing the groundbreaking of this ultra-modern model college in Ado-Ikiti, named after Reverend Thomas Hardy, for the benefit of all our pupils and the teachers. Okay.
The school is named after a pioneer European Anglican missionary, Reverend Thomas Hardy, who was reputed to have demonstrated patience, Christian charity and endurance in his service to churches and schools across Ekiti between 1910 and 1912. Still on knowledge economy, harnessing the well-known knowledge potential of Ekiti stands in the art of Fayemi administration. The governor took a step towards achieving these by flagging off the Ekiti Knowledge Zone project in furtherance of the administration's plan to build a modern and technologically viable state for knowledge production and innovation.
It is a pleasure and a delight to be performing this historic ceremony this morning. This is the hub of the new Ekiti, the Ekiti of the future. And what we do here is bound to translate to the vision we have for accelerated growth and development in our state. And I'm glad that CCECC shares in this vision, has been actively engaging with us as a state, and also sharing their own ideas based on how some parts of their country, China, was transformed through knowledge production and innovation. And that's essentially what this is going to be about. When it is fully done, you would have the knowledge park, the agribusiness park, the technology hub, the outsourcing vehicle, the light industry that will feed many of the research and development ideas coming out of the place, and essentially the go-to place for the new Ekiti. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Don't you blow camera?
The knowledge zone, straddling two higher institutions, a world-class multi-system hospital and an international cargo airport under construction. Since the inception of Governor Fayemi's administration in 2018, the government has initiated and completed 6 major road construction, totaling about 150 kilometers across the state. Others are still ongoing. But the Ado-Iworoko-Ifaki dual carriageway, a federal road, has remained a sore thumb over the years because of its long years of neglect and unfinished status. However, as part of the state government's commitment to easing the burden of the people and improving road infrastructure for accelerated development, it has again taken up the completion of this road despite its lean resources.
Ado-Iworoko-Ifaki Road is a project that is very dear to the heart of Mr. Governor. This road was awarded in December 2007 and inherited by our administration in 2010. Due to the non-performance of the contractor, the contract was terminated in April 2019 at a percentage completion of about 60%. As a result of the hardship faced by commuters, His Excellency, out of his love for his people, has decided to put the road in good shape, bearing all odds. This administration is expending so much money on roads because of its firm belief that good infrastructure attracts investment and development.
Up road, up road. It is a great pleasure for me to be here today for the flag off of the dualization of Ado-Iworoko-Ifaki Road project. This is an important road for our people, as it is a major entry point to Ado-Ekiti, the state capital, from many towns and communities around it. In line with our commitment that no project will be abandoned again in the state, we revisited this road for work to commence. Undoubtedly, this infrastructure will improve the socioeconomic conditions of our people. It would not only serve the purpose of reducing travel time and resolving traffic gridlock, it would also increase the value of activities in the area. The determination of our government to complete the dualization of Ado-Iworoko-Ifaki Road is born out of the love and service to Ekiti people, whom we have promised to alleviate their difficulties. When the road is completed, it will eliminate the discomfort experienced by commuters. The government believes that with quality roads, the socioeconomic lives of the communities will be enhanced. The dualization of this road is in consonance with our pillar of infrastructure and industrial development, and in alignment with all the other roads that we have constructed to improve access to market and economic opportunity. This government is committed to standard projects across the state, and we will not tolerate any shoddy job from any contractor handling state projects. I want to appeal to the commuters to drive safely and gently on the road. Your safety is paramount to us as a government, and I urge you to avoid reckless driving. On this note, Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I hereby flag off the dualization of Ado-Iworoko-Ifaki Road to the glory of God and for the benefit of our people.
The Ado-Iworoko-Ifaki is a 19-kilometer long and 30-meter wide dual carriageway that links the state's central senatorial district with the northern district.
So much for project commissioning and flag off. The most gratifying of all is that all these projects and many more are built for completion in the lifetime of this administration. So did Mr. Governor assure the people. We say good speed to the contractors. And before we go, let's take our project update.
Hello, welcome to Project Update for this week. We are on Ado-Iworoko-Ifaki Road, one of the roads being constructed by Ekiti State government in conjunction with the World Bank. It is called RAMP, and that is Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project. We have 1,000 kilometers of road to be constructed, and this is just one of the roads. As we speak, we have 6 of this road going on across the state and 2 in each senatorial district. This is Odoro in the Central Senatorial District. We have another one on Ado-Iworoko-Ifaki. We have one in Ogotu. We have in Imesi. We have in Okeaku and also in Itaji axis. And these roads are to provide access to farmers and for agricultural products to make it easier for them to bring their products to the city. And as we speak, this road, the construction has started, and I know that in few weeks and months, this road will be completed, and that is how it's going to be across the state. And starting with this pilot project, and as we finish, the other projects will also be started until we have the 1,000 kilometers ramp road, and which was promised by the government of Governor Kayode Fayemi at the inception of this administration, and it is being delivered now. And I'm sure in few months, I mean, there will be commissioning of some of these roads.
Ekiti State, no doubt, exemplifies that United Nations SDGs goal that no one should be left behind. Kudos. And this is where we draw the curtains on the program this week. Remember, you can watch this episode and previous ones on our YouTube channel, Ekiti on the Move. You can also interact with us on our other social media platforms showing on your screen. Till next week, bye for now.
Ekiti.